Good day, everybody. Today is Tuesday, and we continue our daily Psalms for Hope. We are looking at Psalm 32, so if you want to get your Bibles out and go over, read this with me, that would be great. This is a psalm that David wrote again, and so let's see what he has in store for us today. He writes, "Blessed is the one whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man against whom the Lord counts no iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no deceit. For when I kept silent, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me, my strength was dried up as by the heat of summer. I acknowledged my sin to you, and I did not cover my iniquity. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. Therefore, let everyone who is godly offer prayer to you at a time when you may be found. Surely in the rush of great waters they shall not reach him. You are a hiding place for me. You preserve me from trouble. You surround me with shouts of deliverance. I will instruct you." Now this is God speaking. "I will instruct you and keep you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Be not like a horse or a mule without understanding, which must be curbed with bit and bridle, or it will not stay near you. Many are the sorrows of the wicked, but steadfast love surrounds the one who trusts in the Lord. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, O righteous, and shout for joy, all you upright in heart." This is a good one. I like this one a lot. And I think I want to kind of stick to verse 5. Which is so meaningful to us in any day we find ourselves in. It says, "I acknowledge my sin to you. I did not cover my iniquity. I said I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin." You forgave the iniquity of my sin. Not will forgive or will think about it, but forgave the iniquity of my sin. And that applies to us every single day. That applies to us every single moment of our lives, because we find ourselves in that sinful state a lot. And when we confess those sins, and when we bring them to him and acknowledge that is a part of our lives, he will forgive the iniquity of our sin. He will forgive us. And that is the preciousness of faith in this God that we serve. He forgives us. No matter what you've done today, he forgives you. When you acknowledge that sin and you confess it before him, he will forgive your iniquity. He will forgive that sin. And so whatever it is today, you may have this, you may be looking at this later in the day, and maybe some things maybe there's some things that you said, maybe there's some things that you thought, maybe there's some things that you did that you didn't really want to do, you regret doing. All we have to do is acknowledge those things, confess them before the Lord, and it's done. It's done. It is forgiven. I like where this psalm sort of transitions to God then speaking. It's like he says, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Be not like a horse or a mule without understanding, which must be curbed with bit and bridle, or it will not stay near you." You know, the idea that God would continue to love us and instruct and teach us in the way that we should go. counsel us with his eye upon us. I mean, not only are we afforded the forgiveness of sins, but we are afforded and receive the blessing of his presence guiding us and leading us. And that is the Spirit inside of us that when we believe, that promise is ours, that his presence will be with us. And so confession is a very important part of our lives. It's a very important part of our day, where we have a moment and we say, I acknowledge these things that I have done, and even the things that I don't even know that I did, but I confess those things, and then sit in confidence knowing that he forgives you of everything. It's a great promise. And then he will instruct us and teach us in the way that we will go. And he will counsel us with his eye upon us. May God's blessings be upon you this day, and really relish in the fact that you are forgiven. Acknowledge those sins, confess them, and he will forgive them. And then not only that, but he will continue to walk with you and teach you and give you understanding and counsel you with his eye upon you. May God's grace and blessing be upon you, and be a blessing wherever and whenever you can.